Hey everybody, it's Friday, October 20th. We are headed back to another piece of public land here in central Michigan. We've been getting several pictures of daytime buck movement, so we're moving in, see what we can do to try to take one out. We've got about a 5 to 10 mile an hour northwest wind, and it's been raining off and on. We're hoping it holds off. We just kind of got soaked at the truck, but it let up for a little bit. So we've got about a 1.5 mile walk. Going to scout our way in, kind of see what we can see on the way in, if there's any other signs or spots that we want to set up on. So we're going to get to walking. We've got the packs loaded down. Too much stuff. We're trying to stay somewhat cool for this long walk in. We're going to stop probably 200 yards or so before where we want to be, get the rest of our stuff on. The spot's not for the faint of heart. It's quite a walk, but the nice thing is it's 2-track a lot most of the way, so shouldn't be too bad. And hopefully tonight we'll be dragging something back down this 2-track out of here.
Helicopter lifted out.
Get the old helicopter. Tommy is sweating so profusely that he's resorted to the last resort. Mile and a half's a long way to wear your stuffing. Oh my God. I tried to tell him. Tommy's got his pants back on. We made it to the end of the trail. So we've got about a 200-yard walk back in this way. The deer are coming from over here in the swamp this way. Wind's going like this. So we're gonna cut this edge right here and wrap around over to it to try to keep our scent this side of where we want to sit, where we expect to see the deer. So we're gonna get in there and get set up. See you in a few minutes. We're just getting ready to get set up. We've got a buck about 50 yards out from us. Gonna try to sneak over here towards it. Okay guys, Tommy and I are finally set up. We're in a 3 split maple tree, 3 trunks going up right here. It's almost 5 o'clock. It took us a long time because we ran into a couple deer. One decent looking buck. Couldn't really tell what he was, but it didn't spook. Didn't run away, but we had to wait it out for a minute. See if he was gonna, there was a couple of deer. Couldn't see what they were, but so we waited around for about a half hour. Made sure that they were gone. Made our way over to this tree. As we were climbing, we had a little spike. We were right in the middle of climbing up the tree, and a little spike come through right here about 20 yards. So it's been pretty good so far. We've seen some deer. We're sitting here. It's kind of sort of like a peninsula, surrounded by real thick, swampy, small trees. It's a big bedding area basically. This peninsula, they come out here before they head out to the hardwoods and the food plots that are around here, around this piece. So what we're hoping, the wind is northwest, it's going that way. So what we're hoping is that we're expecting to see deer come from straight out in front of us. So we're hoping that they don't cut our scent. But I'll give you guys kind of a look around at what we're looking at. Looks like a good spot. There's a lot of runways, a lot of sign so far. So I'll show you guys what we're looking at. Well, guys, I'm pretty dejected right now. I just blew that shot. I don't even know what to say. I guess if you bow hunt long enough, you're gonna have that happen. Came in on our weak side. He was at about 18 yards. I drew. Just started to settle my pin, and he turned and started coming towards us and looked up at us. Picked the perfect tree. The wind was in our favor. I blew it. I think we're gonna get down and look for some blood and see if we can find the arrow, but I know I hit that deer way too high. Never wanted to unhook my tether and jump out of this tree more in my life. Sickening feeling. We're gonna get down and see what we can see for blood. See if there's any. See you guys in a little bit.
Well, guys, as you saw there, I was pretty distraught. It was the most sick feeling. As you know, if you've ever hit a deer and lost it, or even just missed one, it's one of the worst feelings as a deer hunter that you'll ever experience. And you know, if you hunt long enough, it's gonna happen to you. I have no excuses. I just screwed the shot up. I made rookie mistakes, like aiming too high for a deer that close and a deer that on alert, and I should have been aiming lower at the heart. I didn't do that, so it was completely my fault. I mean, there were a lot of factors. It was a crappy shot to begin with. You know, he come in on my weak side. It was windy. Didn't hear him come in. I literally turned over my right shoulder, and he was there at 18 yards. Didn't hear him come out of the woods. Didn't see him. Didn't know he was there until I looked over my shoulder, and there he was. So, in that moment, I had to grab my bow, pull it out from between the two trees that I was in, turn it over top of my tether as I'm stepping up on my platform. Now my tether's underneath my armpit. When he put his head down, I drew, my arm hit the tree behind me, so now I'm backing away toward, you know, trying not to hit my elbow on the tree. It was just a disaster. You know, I wanted to turn like this, grab my bow and turn this way and push off my platform and turn around like this and draw, but I didn't want to break eye contact with the buck and have him possibly see me moving, and you know, it was a lot. None of those are excuses. All of that was to say that that was messing with my head, because it was already a rush thing because he was on top of us. You know, I didn't want him to start walking away, get out of range or to where I couldn't get a shot. So it was just panic mode. In the moment, you know, it was just everything at once. So I wasn't thinking straight. I got drawn on him, took the shot. As soon as I released the arrow, I knew it was high, and he ducked. I mean, I'll try to slow it down so you can see how much he ducked, but you know, he ducked at least 8 inches. I mean, it was because as soon as he took that step and then looked up, he knew right where we were. He knew something wasn't right, and in my mind, when I'm watching him through my sight and he did that, I'm seeing him quarter towards us, and then he looks up at us, knows we're there. Now I'm like, it's now or never. He's gonna bolt. And so yeah, again, I just botched the shot. I made mistakes and it was completely my fault. But again, I think out of all this stuff, you know, you can learn something. Tommy and I looked for over an hour that night. Nothing, couldn't find the arrow, didn't find anything today. I think the deer's gonna make it. I really wish that I would have just completely missed him, because I'd rather do that than wound a deer. That's the worst feeling. But I think he'll be all right. But again, you can learn something from everything, every mistake, and I learned a lot, you know. One is they always come in on the side you don't think they're gonna. We were expecting him to come from in front of us, and he come from completely, we were 75 yards away from where we had pictures of him. Another thing is aim low, and I've preached that for a while, and I didn't do it myself. So, you know, people are human. It's stuff happens. You in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your head straight. But again, guys, worst feeling in the world. Super. I was embarrassed, ashamed. I mean, it's just every emotion that you could have, especially hitting the deer. Like I said, I'd rather have just missed him. And you know, I'll be honest, the thought crossed my mind of not even posting this video, just because of embarrassment and worrying about what people think. But you know, that's one of the things about this channel and myself, that I'm not gonna hide anything. This is 100% real, just like you guys are out doing. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat nothing and make it seem like everything goes perfectly all the time, because it doesn't. I mean, there's a lot of things that either don't go as planned or break, or you know, all kinds of stuff. The same stuff that you guys deal with and go through is the same stuff that happens to me. That's why I'm putting this out there, because I think you guys can learn from it just like I have. Like I said, I want to keep it real. Like it's real. I'm not editing out swearing. I'm not editing out things that happen. I'm not keeping anything. My hunts that I go on, that's what I put out. There's nothing edited out of it to where it's always perfect, because it's never perfect. I mean, if it was perfect, you know, we'd always hunt in the same spot, right? If everything was perfect, and then it wouldn't even be any fun. So, but anyway, yeah, so that's why I'm putting it out there. Hopefully you guys can learn something from it, just like I did. Aim at that heart. I've said it in previous videos that I've put out. Aim at that heart. If you hit the heart, it's gonna die if it doesn't duck the string. If it jumps the string, you're still in the lungs. I went against my own rule that I always follow for myself. I always aim for the heart, that crease right behind that front leg, and that way you never have to worry about it. And like I said, in the heat of the moment, stuff happened, and my brain got fried, and I had that adrenaline dump and didn't think straight. So I'm gonna learn from it, and like I said, I hope you guys can learn from it as well. You know, I'd rather put this video out there and have somebody judge me and say that, you know, oh, they could have made the shot or whatever, or they would have done this or done that. And I want you to do that, by the way. I want you to tell me what you think I could have done or should have done. If you've ever been in that situation, you know how fast things happen and how you don't think straight. I mean, if you haven't been there, you will be there if you hunt long enough. And so I'd rather put this out there and be judged for it, but at the same time earn your respect for putting it out there, than to keep it from you guys and not put it out there. So I hope that resonates with you, and I hope that makes sense. We'll be back out there again. Tommy and I actually we went back out there this morning, and we actually saw 5 deer in that spot. There was a buck chasing a doe right underneath us. I'd set up a camera out there over that scrape that deer was working when I shot him. So we're gonna see what else we can see out there and go from there. But the rut's coming, guys. It's gonna be fun. We're looking forward to it. Here's Tommy and I's hunt from today. So you guys watch this and enjoy. Good morning, everybody. We're back here at the spot where I shot the 8-point. It's Sunday, October 22nd. It's beautiful this morning. It's calm, 39 degrees. I licked my wounds yesterday, and we're going back in to see what we can see. We're going to see if the lightning strikes the same place twice, because we're going back to the Triple Maple. We're gonna set a camera up in there. I'm really hoping that we can see that deer still alive. So that's where me and Tommy are heading. Running a little late as usual, but we'll make it. So we're heading back right now.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun day, baby. We'll see you guys back here when we get up in the tree. 5 different deer. One coming through right before daylight. We couldn't even tell what it was. It was right. It walked right where I shot that 8-point. So that deer come through. Then we saw another deer coming through the woods here. It didn't ever come out. That little spike that you saw there. And then we just had real short timed 8-point that we've had on camera back here. Just come barreling under the archery at 5 yards chasing a doe. By the time I got the camera on, and I mean, they come running in so fast. By the time I got the camera on him, it just caught the very tail end of him before he walked off into the woods after that doe. So it's been good. It looks like they're starting to follow does around, so that's cool. Next week or two should be really interesting. Tommy and I are going to get down, see if we can find my botched arrow from the other night, and we're going to do a little scouting on our way out of here. So let's go see what we can find in the woods. Yeah, that's a pretty good rub right there. We snapped that one right in half. We didn't get him this morning, did we?
Not this morning.
It's pretty cool though, seeing that buck chase that doe 5 yards from our tree.
He came in hot.
Yeah. Came in so fast we weren't ready. Couldn't get ready before he was out of range. That's what's hard about this spot, man. It's so much ground. And it could be anywhere. We just walked by, I don't know, 5 or 6 different big scrapes.
Yep.
Bunch of rubs.
Arrows everywhere.
Pretty much everywhere. They're right on this trail. Just gotta put the pieces together and figure out the puzzle. And find them.
It's from last night.
It was either from last night or yesterday morning. Right on this trail. That's what I mean. I don't feel like there's been a lot of pressure back here this year.
No. We've seen one person. We didn't even see them. We've seen the truck.
Yeah, there was a truck, but he could have been hunting up by the road. But
Yeah.
back here, there's so much sign on this trail. You just wouldn't think that they would. Maybe it's all being made at night, but the amount of activity back where we were sitting during the day has just been like nobody's been back there ever. So
Yeah.
it's kind of nice. That's what makes it hard to figure out where to sit.
Yeah, when you find sign like that everywhere.
You find sign like that, and you're like, "Ooh, let's set up on it. Shoot this trail." But I don't know. I don't think that'll last forever. But Friday we hunted here. Today's Sunday we hunted here. Haven't made it back to the truck yet, but haven't seen anybody. Saw a couple lights over on the private this morning, but I almost think they're just not getting pressured back here yet. Which is kind of nice. Well, I guess they are, because we've been pressuring them.
Yeah. 2 days. Nobody wants to walk a mile and a half back.
Yeah, it's actually almost 2 miles, dude.
Yeah.
Taking weird pictures.
Well, guys, we made it back to the vehicles. No sooner than we got back here, and I looked at my phone and I had notifications, and just got a picture of a guy right in front of the camera that we just set up. So it's always cool. I'm just saying that there didn't seem like there was any pressure back there, but then we get up here to the road. There's 2 trucks parked across the road. There's a guy parked in the middle of the road. You can probably hear his truck idling. So there's going to be some pressure now, I guess. Hopefully not back that far anymore. Maybe that guy won't see anything that he wants to set up on. But all in all, we had a good hunt. Had fun. Didn't find anything didn't find the arrow. Didn't find any blood. We walked the general direction that I went after I shot. And so still sick about that. But we live to fight another day, and we'll get back out there as soon as we can. The rut's still coming. the full rut. I know that doe or that buck was chasing that doe this morning, but I still don't think that they're very. I don't think it's full rut yet. So we're pretty excited about that. We're gonna head out of here. It's pretty filled up now. This guy might even be waiting for a parking spot. I don't know. He's literally parked right in the middle of the road. So we're gonna get out of here, get some food. We'll see you guys all in a little bit.
So as always, guys, thank you guys for following along and coming with us. I hope you guys are enjoying the fun that we have and our successes and failures. So I appreciate you guys being here with us. And if you do enjoy what we're putting out, like and subscribe, share with your friends. And as always, we'll see you guys all in the next video.